Hi, this is Toysbackzen. Today, we're going to be talking about Destro, and we're going to be looking at all the Destros in my collection. So here's all the Destros in my collection. This is my original Destro from my childhood. Destro was released in 1983, so this is version 1. I like the simplicity of his pistol. And then he's a weapons dealer, so of course he has tons of weapons on him. There's a closer look at it. We'll look inside his backpack. It's pretty cool. I used to put extra weapons in there, like the small weapons that I had. And I can remember playing with him as a child, and I just thought he was amazing. The look of the chromed head, which is vac metal, it was just unique and nothing I've ever seen before. And then you can see his ruby necklace. He's got the O-ring construction. You can see in here. Enemy weapons supplier, codename Destro, file name unknown. Primary military specialty, weapons manufacturer. Second military specialty, terrorist. Birthplace unknown. And you can read the file card there. His file card changes quite a bit throughout the years, and later on we'll find out his real name and where his birth was. Later on they also eliminate the word terrorist on the file card. So I also wanted to show you this is a custom I did about 15 years ago, and this is a custom made from an original Destro, but it was made to look like the red Jackal, which is from Action Force, made by Palatoy in the UK. And I was a huge fan of that. I do have quite a few Action Force figures, but I don't have an original red Jackal, so I thought I'd make my own. What are you doing here? You've already been in one of my videos. You get out of here now. That's not Destro. He thinks he's Destro. He's got a chrome head. Next, we have version 2 of Destro, released in 1988. And he came with the Despoiler. But the cool thing is that he's got that sword. The sword you can hang on the hook on his right hip. We'll take a look at his original file card too here. He has the same articulation as version 1, except his head actually moves up and down, not just side to side. And he has some soft goods as a cape. He also has a gold vac metal mask. You can see the details here. Now let's take a look at the Despoiler. For a small vehicle, this was a cool vehicle. It has 2 missiles, and it has a gun turret that will go side to side, up and down. And you can see the details with the rockets on the back. And you can see the Destro logos on the bottom of the wings and on the front. And here's a couple different angles of the vehicle. And here you can see the differences of the version 2 file card for Destro. His file name is James McCullen Destro, leader of the Iron Grenadiers and weapons manufacturer. His birthplace is Colander, Scotland. And if you ever watched the cartoon, he didn't sound Scottish to me. And here I want to compare the 2 file cards together, other than the fact that the version 2 file card is a Canadian version. It has the French language on it, but you can actually see the differences in the 2. If you want to pause that and read it, go ahead. Next, we're going to look at version 3, and this is the Chinese version, and it was the International Heroes, which you can see on the front of the card is spelled incorrectly, Heros. This has got a very nice quality card to it too, really similar to the American cards. And it has the version 1 artwork on it, but clearly has the version 3 figure inside. This is version 3 from 1992. This was made available to toy dealers in the US too. So I did get mine from the US about 15, 16 years ago. And it was pretty easy to find, and apparently they're still easy to find. I didn't pay a lot for it either. Next, we have version 4, released in 1993. This is a very bulky looking figure, and it was from the subset Star Brigade Armor Tech. So it did have a lot more weapons than this, but I don't have them all. But at least you can see here, you can get a good idea. It does have a firing rocket launcher as his left arm. He's got the vac metal head with a removable clear helmet. I do have a gun, and I do have like a jagged knife that he comes with. Very limited articulation. Here we're going to take a look at version 7, which is a 2-pack that came with Gung Ho version 8, and this was released in 2002, and we can take a look at the figures that also came in this line. This is probably the least desirable Destro that they made for me. A G.I. Joe versus Cobra says on the card in the front. I'm just not a fan of his face. He's got like a snarly look there. And it's not a vac metal anymore. It's been painted like a silver. My card says it's 2001, but on Yojo it said it was released in 2002, which is kind of weird, but maybe because I got it in Canada. I actually remember buying this carded figure in the store. It was like half off, and I bought pretty much everything that they had. Next, we're going to look at version 10, released in 2003. This came in a 2-pack with version 6 of Grunt. And I really liked actually the look of this figure, even though it's not an O-ring. I like the looks of it. I like the design of it. His head is again back to being vac metaled, and the articulation is great. He's kind of small looking actually compared to the 3 3/4 from the 80s and 90s. And there's some detail on his gun. He's got 2 of these guns because his holster is a double holster on both sides of his hips. And he's got some waist articulation there, knee articulation, and leg. Pretty much all the articulation that you see from an O-ring figure, but a little bit more. He's got like a ab crunch. So you can see that his medallion on his chest is a little bit different than it has been from the version 1 and version 2. And I like the looks of this figure. It's really neat. I wish he was just a little bit taller. They sculpted these guys a little bit too short for my liking. And then after that, they were really tall. So I don't think Hasbro was able to make a decision on what they wanted to do. They changed things so much. And in some years, they were making O-ring figures with this kind of articulation, and then almost 4-inch figures. So seems like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do. And here's a look at the accessories pack that I just put with him. It's not his original pack. This is version 19A, which was a 2-pack, and it was a comic pack with issue 7 with the Iron Grenadier. This was released in 2008. The difference between version 19A and version 19B is the version 19B had a black head. And here you can see he's got gold vac metal head like the version 2. And here is some of the artwork you can see on the back. I really like this card. I really like the artwork. And then I'll stop it here if you want to read this. And then I'll stop it here if you want to read this. And let's take a closer look at the figure. I like the design. I like the new color he has. I like the artwork. But again, these are the figures that are a little bit taller than the 3 3/4 inch. Not by much, but just enough that if you put them side by side, you can tell the difference. And of course, he comes with an Iron Grenadier on the other side of him, which is a cool figure too, if you're familiar with those figures. And he also came with a sword in this pack, with also a soft goods cape. So in this version, this is version 20, also released in 2008, and it was an exclusive Toys R Us 3-pack. It's the Iron Grenadiers command set with an Iron Grenadiers officer and Iron Grenadiers trooper version 7. Similar to version 2, but again, not an O-ring style. And I've never opened this up. They even went as far as to putting a Cobra symbol on the top of the plastic containers that the figures are housed in. Failure will not be considered. I like that detail in the box. And here's the back, some detail in the back. There's a little bit of a blurb there, and I really like how they took the color scheme with the red from the officer and the purple from the trooper and put that on Destro. He has not only the red cape and some red detail, but it also has some purple detail. And I'll show you that here in a second when we turn it back around. And here's some information there, and then here's a couple other sets, 3-pack sets that came the same year. I think I have both of these sets in my collection somewhere. I'll have to look around. But if you look at his coloring, he's got the red cape and the purple detail on his belt and on his chest there. He also has a red undershirt under his jacket. So I think that was a really cool detail that they did with this 3-pack. Toys R Us 3-pack, 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 3-pack, Toys R Us. Thanks for watching. I'm Toysbackzen. Subscribe to my channel, share my videos with other people that you think would enjoy this content. Like my videos, it really helps out a lot. And please comment down below, let me know your thoughts on Destro and the Iron Grenadiers. See ya!